Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Silver Skulls, as we learn what this chapter does to the Space Marine body after it dies, and of course after the gene seed has been removed. So again, guys, if you guys have any comments or any requests for any other topics, please comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe because we post Warhammer 40k videos every single day. Let's get into 40 Facts About the Silver Skulls. The Silver Skulls have a reputation for being fierce fighters, warriors who have acquitted themselves to the field of battle with almost legendary savagery. They prefer to deploy more as skirmishers than line troops, unleashing their strength where it will make the most difference when fighting alongside other Imperial military forces. Their refusal to give ground during combat is a defining trait of the chapter. In training, Silver Skull Battle Brothers perform their daily exercises in the half-light of a training cage. The lighting in these areas is intentionally dull, the loom sconce embedded in the walls giving off little more. It is a habit of the Silver Skulls to train in varying levels of light, since such practice better prepares them to face combat at any condition and helps maintain their ability to control their enhanced eyesight. A chapter with a well-established reputation for victory, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The Silver Skulls never deploy for battle without consulting the prophecy. They rely on their prognosticators for such auguries, and consider the prophecies that they deliver as the word of the Emperor. The Silver Skulls follow the precepts of the Varsavian Orthodoxy, a variation of the standard creed of the Imperial cult. Unusually devout for Space Marines, Silver Skull Astartes are known to make the sign of the Aquila at the mere mention of an evil individual or before facing a deadly opponent. As the Silver Skulls are also unusually superstitious, they believe that this gesture can ward off evil. When a battle brother prays before going into battle, he will speak with his own personal litany, often in the tribal dialect of his birth. Such connections to their prior lives as mortals before ascension to the ranks of the Astartes is actively encouraged. The Silver Skulls are proud of their heritage, and those who have come from the chapter's homeworld tend to stoically hold onto the traditions and practices of their upbringing. The Fortress Monastery of the Silver Skulls is located deep in the heart of the Varisian Northern Mountain. It is a harsh, inhospitable place that only the most tenacious and hardy souls brave. Most of the chapter's young aspirants and neophytes see their first view of the Fortress Monastery from the window of the transport that carries them there. A select few have climbed their way to the top of the mountain alone. This is an impressive feat even for an Astarte, let alone a handful of mortal children who accomplish it. Before becoming a full-fledged Space Marine, a Silver Skull's neophyte is required to undergo a ceremonial ritual known as the Fast of Ascension, a trial of the spirit. What this exactly entails is unclear to outsiders. The neophyte must also undergo a final test of endurance, known as the Long Patrol. Forming part of the final stage of recruitment, the Long Patrol sees the aspirants sent out into the feral wilds of the Varsavian tundra with no more than a combat knife to defend themselves. Those who survive remain with the chapter and ascend into its ranks. Those who die during the Long Patrol are remembered with honor. Only those worthy enough to have reached the final stage of the process are permitted to walk the Long Patrol. It is considered better by far to die on the Long Patrol than to fail and become a chapter serf, the most common fate for failed Silver Skull aspirants. Every recruit, alongside his rigorous physical training regimen and hypnodoctrination, is required to divine their future path at some point with a prognosticator. All of the Silver Skulls are required to undertake a pilgrimage prior to their final conversion and deployment into the Scout Company. The long, lonely trip to the far-flung Prognosticator Temple, where the individual auguries are cast, requires traveling through mountains that are rugged into the extreme. This pilgrimage traditionally occurs prior to the insertion of the progenoid gland, the most sacred of the Astarte gene seed implants. To receive the quintessence sacred is considered the pinnacle of achievement. If successful in their pilgrimage, and having received the approval of the prognosticators, the neophytes must then pass one final thorough medical examination by the chapter's apothecaries, to be welcomed and initiated into the full chapter. Every battle brother of the Silver Skulls who ascends into the full rank of the chapter is granted a personal audience with the chief prognosticator's presence. Each battle brother receives a private blessing from the chapter's greatest seer. No Silver Skull ever speaks of the deeply personal words or forewarnings provided by the chief prognosticator during this private session in front of any other. Each battle brother's possible future is spelled out in this meeting, and it is understood that it is improper to speak of such things openly. Of course, the future is often presented as a riddle or a parable of some kind, and its import is rarely immediately clear. Silver Skulls are known to use little to no ostentation, apart from the rich displays of the company's trophies that are located in their company chapel. The chapter is not aesthetically handicapped. They take great pride in their body art, and their tattoo artists, the Custodes Cruror, or the chapter artisans, are highly regarded. Many of the Silver Skulls design their own tattoos, and a number of them are genuinely talented artists. The ancient Varsavian tribal traditions of marking the body is considered the ultimate battle honor, and every battle brother of the Silver Skulls boasts a design that is completely unique to the individual, some choosing representations of great battles that are breathtaking in their detail. In all cases, the last part of the Silver Skull's body to receive such markings is his face. Only on ascension to the rank of captain is a Silver Skull's Astarte allowed to receive that honor. The Silver Skulls have a unique funeral world named Pax Argentius. It is one of the 3 small moons that orbits their homeworld of Varsavia. In accordance with their chapter's deeply rooted superstitions, they believe that the spirits of the dead and the souls of their ancestors look down on them from the moon, watching over them and guiding them forward. It is an extraordinary place, with mausoleums and memorials that have been lovingly handcrafted and engraved by the brothers of the Custodes artisans. The entirety of the moon is maintained with pride by a versatile army of chapter serfs. So many memorials and monuments are unusual, given that the chapter's choice of burial for its Astarte is cremation. Whenever possible, the ashes of the honored dead are placed in an urn that is ornately carved and fashioned from the skull of the enemy that took his life. If this is not possible, then his brothers fashion a passable substitute from the finest materials. If opinion concerning the contradictory nature of cremating and yet honoring their dead with funerary monuments bother the Silver Skulls, they never acknowledge it. Pax Argentius, the funerary moon, is a place where the last divide between the Astartes of the chapter and the mortals who served alongside them is rubbed away. Here, artificers are buried alongside their masters. All those who swore fealty to the battle brothers of Varsavia are in death ultimately treated as the equals they could never be in real life. It is a devoutly spiritual place, and one which frequently draws young warriors to its calming presence. Every battle brother of the chapter seeks his own manner of quelling the furious Varsavian fires that rage in his belly at the time of his ascension. This sense of peace can often be found amongst the walkways and corridors of the dead. This, along with the sacred hollowed monument to the first Argentius, have given the moon its name. Pax Argentius is also where the battle brothers who train as chaplains go to study the texts and tomes of their calling. Only there, amidst the spirits of the fallen, do these chaplains in training feel that they can truly understand the lessons of the past. Like the more numerous psychic prognosticators, the chapter's chaplains are deeply superstitious and fanatical in the discharge of their duties. The Silver Skulls are also known to perform a service for the dead, during which prayers are intoned for the fallen with respect and reverence. This is known as the Varsavian prayer to the departed, a Silver Skull's tradition that had come to the chapter from the tribal shamans of Varsavia. The seemingly endless list of names recited from memory during the prayer represents all those departed battle brothers who the prayer reciter had fought alongside. Just as some battle brothers carry the names of the fallen in high Gothic copperplate scripts in the tattoos they place on their bodies, others carry the names of the honored dead within their minds. The Silver Skulls also have a brutal reputation as headhunters, for Silver Skull Astartes are known for wearing the decapitated heads and the skulls of their enemies as trophies to their power armor. The reason for their unusually barbaric customs remains unclear, though it was likely derived from the original customs of the Silver Skull Astartes, recruited from the feral tribesmen of Garanda II. Within the darker recesses of the Silver Skull's chapel are kept a number of silver-coated skulls standing on plinths. Each is adorned with a plaque detailing the name of the battle brother who had taken the trophy and the date of the victory. Collecting the skulls of mighty enemies is more than just a case of ostentation and pride. It is considered a measure of the company's strength and honor. The Custodes Curors, the chapter's artisans, extract the skulls from their former owners and coat them in molten silver. Each one is an exquisite work of art, covered in spirals and whorls, tribal markings, sometimes matching the tattoos of the battle brothers who had slain the fallen enemy, are covered on the surface, marking each trophy as the rightful property of the Astartes' original tribe. Every skull is another mark of honor for the battle brother who had taken it. Each one represents another vanquished foe. For every skull there is a singular, unique memory, from the massive skull of an orc war boss to the slender, elongated skull that still has part of its spine attached that once belonged to the Tyranid gene stealers. Every trophy comes with its own story. When not deployed on maneuvers or during the long period of space travel that carries them to their battlefield, the Silver Skulls regularly gather to tell the stories of their conquest. Those with a flair for the dramatic can hold their battle brothers captivated, regardless of how many times the story has been told. And those were 40 facts about the Silver Skulls. Really interesting chapter. I think this is the very first time I've ever read anything about what happens to a space marine after they die. So these guys get cremated. I did not know that up until this point. Pretty cool stuff. If you guys have any suggestions for any other topics of Warhammer 40k that you guys would like me to cover, please comment down below. Don't forget to put suggestion followed by that request. And again, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Support us on Patreon if you can. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. If not, just simply by liking, sharing, and commenting on our videos. It helps us out. See you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.